All right, so we're back and talking about uh, BluJasmine, and it's really, damn, it's just, this woman's a single mom, and the way she's acting is just very, very horrendous. Very, I don't see this woman having a good future. I don't, and I really feel bad for her son, because the way she's acting, she's gonna end up pulling this crap with the wrong person. All right, let's get into it. Hard Talk Radio. Now she's talking about how she wouldn't give the car back after the relationship ends, but the car's not in her name.
For him to ask. I mean, let me reframe that. If he wanted to have sex with you, would you be wrong to say no? After you broke up?
Would I be wrong? Would I be wrong? No.
Yeah.
I didn't say, here's my pussy for
Let's do
so
me a
much.
favor. Let's do me a favor. Let's keep the language kind of PG, okay?
With gift.
I'm not saying you did. You're saying that, you know, that would have been the right thing to do. So I'm saying, well, let's flip the script. Let's change the positions. If he would have said, you know what? I wasn't used to having such good sex. You rocked my world. You changed everything about me. And until I can get somebody who's as good or better than you, it's only right that you allow me access to your body when I want it, at least for the next 6 months.
Now, if a man ever pulled that crap, do you know how much shame he would get? Do you know how he would get canceled? Do you know how he probably have to register for a sex offender registry? Probably. But this is the thing. I mean, women who act like this, they never try to put themselves in a man's position. What if a man said this? It would be wrong. Okay. So what's so good of a woman saying this? Okay. Since we are in a gynocentric culture that wants equality, as you can see, this woman just wants things on her end. She wants things to be on her end. And you could imagine why she's a single mother. You could imagine why this woman is probably going to be just having a bunch of kids. All right. Or she's just going to be just having random dudes for the rest of her life. This is crazy. All right. And this is the real reason I see a lot of minority women hate Kevin Samuels, is because this dude is actually bringing to light the foolishness that women do. That some women do. Sorry. That some women do. Especially some black women. And they can't take it.
How does that sound?
No, that's ridiculous to me.
Well, but see, but I need you to.
Oh, now it's ridiculous. But you're doing the same thing. You want a man to still pay for you and maintain you even after the relationship is over. You can't see how it was on if its gender roles are reversed, that it's wrong. Okay, you see it's wrong. You say it's ridiculous, but you can't see how ridiculous it is for you to pull this crap.
Understand, that's how so many people are hearing what you're saying.
No, I feel like it's different. Okay, ready? Like, if, let's say, you and I were together, right? And we were together for 5 years. And for them 5 years, I catered to you. Like, whatever you needed, I assisted, I did errands, I helped, I did this, I did that. And yes, I focused on myself, but those things weren't building the revenue that would potentially pay for the things that you could afford, like my apartment, which is $4,000, and my car and my thing, which is, $1,500. So total, that's $5,500 a month. And
that is something that is your responsibility to maintain. Again, imagine if a man said the reverse. You wouldn't want to hear hide or hair of it. So what? You're supposed to do those things as a girlfriend, just as a man's supposed to do things as a boyfriend to you. What is the wow? Wow.
And not to say that I'm not making that money, but I'm not making that money. You know what I mean? So I feel like from you should give me a period of 3 to 6 months to get my shit together, to get my little whatever I can afford, be it a Hyundai or my little 1-bedroom apartment in the Bronx somewhere. You know what I mean?
You ask a landlord these questions. You don't ask a boyfriend. These are landlord questions you ask.
Whatever that is, that it should be ripped away from you.
Okay. So let me reframe what you just said.
Okay.
You went to work for a company, and you gave them 5 years. And in that 5 years, they benefited from your creativity, from your ingenuity. They increased their profits. All these things, employment terminated for any reason. You could not continue to expect to be paid for 6 months. You would cut off at the last day of your employment. You could not go back to that office. You could not use a computer. Listen. I need you to listen. I didn't cut you off. You couldn't use the company card, the company credit card. It would end, and you couldn't say, well, you guys owe me this because you made so much money. That's not how you accept that. Do you accept that in the work world?
The reason I don't accept
unemployment is not paid by the salary, and it's paid to the state.
It's a period.
If you get terminated for,
she's really trying to play this game. Okay, a relationship, things go bad. Doesn't matter if it was good or bad. A man is not obligated to be providing for his woman anymore because it's not his woman. That's it. Remember what I said? You have women saying, don't do wifely duties at boyfriend prices. Well, guess what? Men don't have to be doing husband duties at boyfriend prices.
Because you don't get unemployment. Meaning if you were a delinquent employee, if something was wrong, you don't get unemployment. I worked in corporate America. I was a manager and a vice president. I went to study. I worked closely with HR. Everyone does not get unemployment. You have to qualify. Listen, you have to work for a certain amount of time to qualify for a certain amount of unemployment. But it's a fraction of what you get. But the bottom line is not even about unemployment. The point is, you're still getting the same benefit as if you were in an active relationship when it's over. So when I asked if he could actively have sex with you, that would be ridiculous. It'd be no more ridiculous than someone expected to get full benefit of a company when they've been terminated or when they quit.
Massive.
Go ahead.
Hello.
I'm here.
I was no longer getting full benefit. It was just partial. The home and the car. I was not getting my hair, my nails, my trips, my shopping, my whole entire life anymore. It was just whatever left of it that I had because, that was what I was stuck with, the home and car.
And also for relationship while this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is why you're getting the pushback. That you're entitled for him to give you a grace period or get on your feet when you're with another man. And this previous man does not have access to you even partially. Does he have partial sexual access to you? If you have partial benefit? Okay, so this is why you're getting the pushback.
Okay, but my whole thing about it was we were friends for just, let's say, for them 5 months, right? Where we were established friends, and he was talking to other people, and I was chatting with other people, and he was still paying like it, so it was fine.
But how long did he say he was going to pay? When all this started, how long did he say he was going to pay?
He does. I mean, he doesn't have a problem paying.
So what I'm saying is, when you were friends, before you started really kicking with anybody else, how long did he say, I'll put you in this apartment, in this car?
It was never really like talked about. It was just like, here.
Did you ever expect it to end? Okay, this is here. You guys were together 4 or 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. So you didn't think so. You thought what you
thought, as long like, you know, I helped him continuously with business call, like if he had business questions or business. I just thought that as long as I was there to assist him in those type of things, and things were going well for him, and et cetera, that it would just be what it was. Like, I didn't.
Well, if that's the case, ma'am, but whatever business you were helping you with, was it mission critical to the organization, to meaning you didn't do it, the business was going to fail?
That I didn't say that again.
Was whatever you were helping him with so critical to where if you did not do it, the business would fail?
No, not at all.
All right, so thank you. So whatever you were doing, nice as it was, wasn't critical to the success of the business. So well, listen. How it's coming across is, I'm doing something to get this benefit, and you're not. You're getting a benefit from a relationship that was over, and even though you were friends, you were expecting to go into perpetuity, no end in sight. And if he came to you and said it ends, you would have fought him for it. And you say about being friends. How is that a friend?
You gotta be I just see the fact that whoever she messes with, it has to be an older man that is a simp. She has to be a predator. She can't be taking on any other dude, because most dudes with money and sense are gonna just kick her to the curb.
Well, I just feel like until the lease term is up, like now the lease term is up next month, I'm going to be putting it in my name. The lease for my car is up soon, so I'm going to go get a new car. But
soon meaning how soon?
Like with the apartment is next month. The car I got 19, and it was like a 3-year lease, so soon.
So next another year and a half?
Yes, or another year.
Okay. And you currently have and what I heard is you currently have a boyfriend. He's all right with this. And what I think I heard you say was,
no, I have a man. I mean, he's not really okay with it.
But let me finish what I was saying. He said that I kind of had the attitude we could stack our paper while we got this. We got this grace period.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, man, I really wasn't passing any kind of judgment, but I got to ask, as a woman who has a son, they ask you, how would you feel if a woman is with your son? You said if he had enough money to take care of it, I'd be cool with it.
So I personally, even though people around me tell me like, oh, don't teach your son that or whatever, I personally always teach my son, like, we had a conversation the other day, if you can't afford a girlfriend, you shouldn't have one, even though he's very young, you know, like, he wants to buy her a gift, you don't do anything, you know what I mean? So I want to teach him to be the type of man that I would have. So if my son was to sign a contract for 2 years to put a woman in a car, like, I'm getting this gift for you, it's for 2 years, and their relationship doesn't last those 2 years, if she doesn't cheat, call the police on him, do anything to like degrade his character or him and bring him down, I feel like it is his responsibility to stick to that commitment. You made that. You should have never put that.
The thing is like, she's one of these women that it has to hit her in the face. Life has to hit her with a brick. Okay. When it's like single moms who say, who are proud to be, you know, who get mad at when they're told that single, you know, men with no kids shouldn't date single moms. When they are asked the question, would you want your son to date a single mother, knowing the stuff that goes on with single mothers and how some of them play games? That is when they start to think and start to pause. Some will say, no, I would not. Others would be like, it has to hit them with a brick. They have to go through it. They have to see that crap happening to their son, watching him go through the pain and suffering for them to change. It's probably going to be the same thing with her. She's going to have her son's going to probably date when he's older a woman just like her, and she's going to see the pain and the anguish that he is going through in order for her to change. It has sad to say, some women who are hard-headed like this, they either learn when their children are suffering or going through the same pain that they put others through, or the fact that they're at a funeral and have to bury their kid. It's sad to say, women like this, they are extremely hard-headed, and it has to take really harsh circumstances for them to change their tune when it comes to certain things.
That woman in that car should.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to ask you about. So, I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. You said that basically, if he signed it, he should have been able to foresee any potential consequence. Basically, don't sign it if you're not going to live all the way up to it.
A million.
Okay. All right. So if he were to get married, he met a woman and is married in 30 days, he still would expect him to pay for it?
You're going to have to take it up with your wife. I'm going to take it up
with
your wife.
His wife is going to say no. His wife, who's his legal wife, I'm asking. So what I'm saying is basically the way you've constructed this, man, is you're right. He needed to, first off, you said that as long as she doesn't cheat, this and that, you're going back between friendship and relationship. The way you said it, you guys are friends. So you got a whole relationship, and you're kicking it with somebody hard who you say you put above everything else, including this guy. But you're holding this guy to a standard of, you got to still be my friend that you signed this contract on. But you're not being a friend. If he said, I don't want to do this anymore, you said you would fight him.
I would. I don't take that back. I would. I feel like me, even as a woman, if I had, like me and my friends, we trick on each other all the time. Like if I'm in the store, I see something. So me as a woman, if I was a man and I wrote I just feel like it's right. Like it's the correct thing to do. You should never.
It's the correct thing. So basically, hold somebody strictly to the letter of the contract, because he signed the lease.
Now here's the thing. She says, I feel. Whenever a woman says, I feel, she's not going by logic or reality. Imagine if her son acted this way towards women. Imagine that and see what happens. Imagine if her son was to act this way. She wouldn't like it. Okay? Because this is delusional. It really is. But once again, she's not willing to see this unless her son goes through the same pain that she's probably putting other men through. Okay? Or he's putting women through that pain and that's her son.
For a car, he didn't get when the legal lease was between him and the leaseor. You were nowhere in this deal. He just let you use it.
The insurance was under my name. The registration was under my name.
Okay, but the reason the car left the lot is because of his credit and his down payment.
Mm-hmm.
I could register it in a parakeet's name if I want to, and I could put it in a cat's name if I want to. What I'm saying is, listen. What I'm saying is, you're saying that you made this agreement. And your agreement sounds as though it's an open-ended agreement that is up to you. How is that fair to a friend?
It is until the lease term is up, because that
absolves you of accounting responsibility. But what if he has a girlfriend? What if something happens? What if he just changes his mind? Because, due respect, let me flip it. If you decided to say, you know what? I'm not good with this. for whatever reason, I'm going to move out of the apartment and I'm going to give you the car back. Do you think he would? I mean, you think he'd say, no, you can't leave. You got to stay. And you got to keep this car until the lease term is up. It's your responsibility. How would that sound?
If I no longer wanted it? How would it? I don't know what you. I don't
if you no longer wanted it, would you expect him to take the car back in the lease on the apartment?
And force me to stay with it?
No. If you decided hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
If you decided you wanted to just end it, I don't want me and my man are going forward. We're like, we don't want the car anymore. We don't want the lease. The loft. Do you think it'll be all right for him to say, no, y'all got to stay there. You need to stay there to the end of the term. You need to keep this car until the end. Force you to keep it.
If
you want to give it back, it'd be all right for him forcing you to try to stay there.
Yeah, but if I'm sorry, I'm just confused because I don't get how that would be.
Well, I'm asking you, man, if you wanted to give it back, do you think it would be okay for him to say, I'm not taking it back. You got to keep it.
Sure, I'll keep it then. I don't know.
But see, my point is, man, that sounds ridiculous. If you wanted to give it up, you could give it up, but he can't give it up. You're in an agreement too. See, everything benefits you. If he made an agreement for the lease term, he has to stick by the lease term. Well, that same agreement holds you. But if you wanted to give it up, you could give it up. Same thing for the apartment, for the loft. If you got to stick to the term. But if I wanted to get out of it, I can give it back. This is why people are saying you're entitled.
I just feel like it was a gift. There's levels to, gift giving and the type of
you
gifts.
Can feel like it was a gift, man, but legally you have no leg to stand up. You can feel. I mean, I'm not going to contest your feelings, but legally, what state are you in, by the way?
New York.
You have no leg to stand up. If he wanted that car back, there wouldn't be a doggone thing. He could actually send the sheriff to pick that car up Monday, and you couldn't say a doggone thing.
Long story short, they're gonna have to catch. They're gonna have to catch me.
No, they don't. Because every car. Listen, man. Every car just has they have remote kills on these cars. And then today, the unit you're in, you're not on it. You don't even have squatters' rights in New York.
Look what her attitude is. Look what her attitude is when she has to be accountable and give stuff back, give the car back. If her name's not on the lease, you're gonna have to catch me. I'm a fight. This is hood rat behavior. Okay, this is hood rat behavior. And it's sad to say you have some black women that will stick up for this and then want to get mad that Kevin Samuels is picking on these women. No. These women come on his show. These women hear the truth and they get mad. This is entitlement. When no one has told them no, when no one's held them accountable, no one's called them out on bad behavior, when they've got throughout their years on this earth just being good looking, and then someone checks them, they get violent. And once again, she has a son. Imagine if he has the same traits. Society is not going to show any mercy to him. So she really has to watch how she treats her son and what her son is observing from her. And where's the dad? That's another thing. Where's the dad?
You'd be forcibly evicted by the sheriff in 72 hours. Your property would be on the street. They would forcibly come in and remove your stuff. Remember, Beyonce to the left, talk about get your stuff in the box. I'm just letting you know, ma'am, you have no legal leg to stand on. So you saying you'll fight him sounds good to everybody else, but it's a court case, and you have no legal standing. It's not yours.
They got it because they can't get nobody out until August.
No, ma'am. See, the thing is, they can put you out because you're not a lease, so you're out on the lease. You're effectively you're a guest. See, you have no legal standing.
No.
Man,
Like one spouse, one family, and one regular person living there. That's not on the lease.
but you're still not. You have no legal. Okay, ma'am, you're misinterpreting the law. That's no. You have no more right. No offense, ma'am, than a pet. That would be like saying your cousin could come move into your place, and because of COVID, you couldn't put them out. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think why you're getting pushback, man, is why you're getting pushback is I haven't heard anything in you saying, you know, yeah, I could understand. It's like he has to stick to his word no matter what. And it's an open-ended agreement, all to my benefit. And that is massively entitled. I mean, do you see anything that you're not necessarily doing wrong, or that in hindsight would you do this again?
For this long period, like a year time frame, I mean, he don't have a problem with bills, but I do still want to stick up for all girls. Like, let's say I was to get with a football player, you know, or just a million.
Sad thing is that a lot of young girls look up to these types of women, especially when they come from broken homes. They look up to these type of women, these women who've made it without really doing much, just looking pretty and being on their back. A lot of these young girls, sadly, are going to be like her. But the problem is, a lot of these young girls are probably not going to be as lucky to have men that could be able to finance their living. And they will, but they will probably be drug dealers, men that won't put up with their crap and will probably check them in the worst way. Okay. And it's sad to say that a lot of these women do end up in the grave. They do, playing these type of games. All right. Because the thing is really dangerous is that she has a son. And I don't think, who knows, maybe he sees the father, maybe not. But this way she has, that's in his DNA as well. See, I believe that, you get sometimes bad attributes. You get not only good attributes from your parents, but also bad attributes. Okay. And I don't think she's really raising this kid right. Okay. And she wants to stick up for all girls. It's dangerous. Okay. These Instagram models, these thotties, they're really dangerous because they have a platform and they have an audience. And these young girls could be listening to them and soaking up all this bad information and think they could go out there and get a good man. And most of these men are not going to put up with the crap. Okay. They're not. Or worse, they get a man that's a simp, and he may wake out of it and it will backfire on her one day. Let's keep going.
Person, and this is a skill that I can't learn or help them. So I'm no true benefit to them. You know what I mean? Because they have their own talent, their own skill that has nothing to do with me. And I was to live a lifestyle for 4 years, 5 years, and then we broke up for whatever reason, and there was no foul, no harm in between. Yeah, I'm not leaving this house. You're gonna have to.
No, ma'am. See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. You're leaving. You're leaving because the relationship is over. If there's an engagement ring, you're giving it back.
Let a man say, "I'm not leaving this place." Well, a man should not be living with a woman. I'm not leaving this place. No, you're gonna have to call. He'd be looked upon as a clown. And for women, it's easy for them to get this man out the place. Now, for a woman who plays this game, unfortunately, if you saw Chance Reacts, his girlfriend came to his place and said, "Oh, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving." And he had to call the cops. He couldn't physically put her out. And unfortunately, this woman knows that she's beautiful. And unfortunately, this woman has the law on her side and gynocentric society who will side with her no matter what, especially some of these woke liberal black women.
Or you're going to or you could be sued in small claims court. See, we say a lot of stuff in relationships, but what you're saying is basically what you're saying is if he elevates my lifestyle and he increases the way I'm doing, I don't just get that. I get that like spousal support, like palimony. So basically what you're telling men is don't ever do anything for a woman that you're not prepared to do until she says stop. So don't get upset when men don't want to buy anything, don't do anything, buy a purse, buy a pair of shoes, because once you elevate a woman in a relationship, if all women start thinking like you, then when the relationship.
Now, unfortunately, this is why you have these red pill movements, these MGTOW movements, these SYBM movements growing every day, because you have women like this. And sad to say, it's not just women who are IG thoughts. You got women who are lawyers, doctors, and they think this way. You had a doctor sleeping with Derek Jackson. Okay? Thoughting it up. All right? And she found out the hard way about Derek Jackson. But you have these women like this in society. And now you're seeing why you have these red pill movements, these groups online. And men are not going to take this.
Relationship is over, then women are legally are thinking men are obligated to maintain that.
No, all it's right, not really about maintaining it, because like I said, I wouldn't expect the bags, the shopping, the trips. It was just my home and my car. Those are my basic.
Those not. Oh man, see, ma'am, you keep saying it's just. It's not. It's just. You said you can't afford to pay for it, so apparently it's substantial enough that you can't do. Rather, he got.
The thing is, what she could do is take her place, turn it into an AR&B, and get a small place to live in that she could afford. Okay? She's equality and all this stuff, and you want to live like a parasite off of men. Okay? You don't want to get married because you want your freedom at the same time. Okay? This is crazy, and this is what this is why you have some men talking the way they do. This is why Kevin Samuels is going to keep blowing up with this. He has 586,300 views on this. Okay. A lot of these people, these women don't understand what's going on here. And they have the nerve to get mad at Kevin Samuels.
But see, what you're doing is you're still spending his money. It's not your money. You got the benefit being in a relationship and a friendship. Either or. But if the ships end, it should stop. If the relationship or the friendship stops, you're saying I still get it because of all the work I did while I was there. If that's what you want, ma'am, you should have been his wife, not his girlfriend. Then you might have some legal claim. What you're effectively trying to do is get alimony and spousal support for a girlfriend.
Isn't that palimony?
That's why I called it palimony. But where do you go get palimony in this country? It gets thrown out of court because you have no. Yes, that's the term is called palimony, and it only stands in one state in this country. Most jurisdictions are not giving. See, it would be different. Man, it would even be different if you guys had a child together, or I would just say most people could even see it differently if you didn't have a boyfriend. You got a whole man. It just sounds like you're using the situation and whether he's okay.
Notice the fact that she has. comment this, but I will. Knows the fact she has a man, but you're still going off getting income from a man that you broke up with. That means you don't respect the man that you're currently with. Okay, this is all about her benefiting. Her. Okay. And unfortunately, the time does run out. Okay. She will lose these looks. She's 28 years old, and you already see it coming as it is. Okay. Right here. The cheeks are slowly sagging. Slowly. Okay. She's going to have to get these removed here. This tattoo here, it's not going to be attractive as she gets older. Okay. This is just the truth. Not being mean, but you can see the lines here that she is aging. All right. Okay. It's not, I don't know if this is some surgery here on the lips. It looks like it was surgery on the lips, but she can't keep doing this forever. All right. She's going to have to find a way to marry. She's going to have to marry. But at the rate she's going, she may not, the reputation she's building, it's going to be a problem. All right. This is all I got to say for now. I'm not going to let this is an hour long live stream. I'm not going to be doing commentary for an hour on this. All right. So tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.